Welcome. I wanted to share something I've been experimenting with. And I've been trying various materials for a long time. Some of you old guys might remember once upon a time, a Fender used to place a piece of foam. A lot of times, after like 10, 15, 20 years, that foam would just fall apart and turn into dust or whatever. Or guys would pull these off because they like the bright sound of a uninhibited string sustain, which is cool, but if you want to get that more traditional sound that sort of has a muted or subdued sustain and warms it up a little bit, you'll see a lot of guys will play tons of guys out there will use this palm muting technique to try to get those kind of reggae tones. And anyways, so I've been experimenting with different materials, try to find something that gives me that quality, just the right amount of sustain, and still maintains the attack, but it's nice and fat and fluffy, and for lack of a better word, that kind of like pillowy bass tone that sounds like the late 60s. Like James Jamerson. Really, if you listen to his bass playing, you'll hear he's got a very short sustain. He's playing with flats, and they're probably old, but I think he probably had the foam or something in there to help mute those strings. I don't know for sure. Maybe somebody knows. They can comment. But I'm going to try a couple different things today, and I'll let you hear what you think. So let's, I got it plugged in just here to a simple, into a power amp. I'm not really coloring the sound at all. I'm going to leave all the tone knobs cranked. So you've been listening to the tone of this. You can hear how bright that is. Lots of harmonic content. This, I've just inserted this one piece. It's pretty wide. That's a typical foam rubber door closing. And let's just hear what that sounds like. I'm just going to push it down to hear what that sounds like. So that's pretty cool. Very like short sustain. Maybe a little too muted. Now you can always back this up so that less of the softness of this. This is really soft, by the way. Less of that is pushing into this. It's going to have more muting effect the further out it goes. So I just pulled it back a little bit just to see what that does. Versus, so you can see that's having a good effect. But not quite what I want. So I'm going to try something else. Another type of foam. It's actually this material is what they line the inside of like trunks and automotive doors with. I'm going to try this guy out. got a sticky side already, which is cool. See what that does. So I have to push this down, so that's good. It means that it's adding just a little bit of damping. So you can hear already they're sort of more mid. Let's see what that does. Maybe a little more muted. Liked it better back somewhere around here. Of course, I'm just lining up the holes. I'm digging that. So I'm gonna remember that. I like that. And I got one other piece here. It's just a wider piece of double. And I'm just gonna stick that in there. See what that does. Not quite as deep, not quite as thick as this one, but it's a little softer. So I'm not gonna stick that. I'm just gonna kind of slide that in. So it's just sitting right there. Let's see what that does. So that's interesting. That one's got like a little bit more attack. Kind of like that. I'm going to pull that forward a little bit further. Let's say around there. Interesting. I'm not sure if I like that one or this one. I think this one had a bit more, a little rounder. And maybe just what I'll do is I'll set it up where I think. Ooh. So if that's there, it's got to be about there. So about a ½ inch in. Let's see. This one's definitely pushing against the strings a little harder. It's got a fatness, like a lower mid. Okay, let's see what this sounds like. Let's see what it sounds like now. I'm just gonna tighten this up. This is a 74, 75 Pbass. All original. Arctic white, which turns yellow over time, which I just think is just amazing. I've never taken a soapy rag to it. Wow. Don't want to wash the mojo off. Listen to that. It's got that one of my guitars over there is ringing. more of the fundamental is there. We'll back off the treble just a little bit. Sometimes you get a little, just a little off the volume too. Anyways, I hope that helps. For those of you guys who are trying to figure out how to get more of a classic 60s tone out of your Pbass, try some different materials. Try them, you know, different points depending on how much mute you want. Anyways, let me know if you've got some good tips for other materials that work well. Enjoy.